The rise, struggles, and future of the U.S. Army's Integrated Visual Augmentation System, IVAS. For more than a century, advances in military technology have reshaped how soldiers see the battlefield. From periscopes in World War I, trenches to night vision goggles in the Gulf War, the ability to extend human sight has consistently offered tactical advantage. In the 21st century, that frontier is augmented reality. The U.S. Army's Integrated Visual Augmentation System, IVAS, represents its boldest leap into AR, promising to fuse digital overlays, night vision, thermal imaging, and network data into a single soldier-worn device. But the path of IVAS has been anything but smooth. Originally spearheaded by Microsoft through its HoloLens technology, the project has endured technical setbacks, soldier pushback, and program delays. In 2025, a turning point arrived. Anduril Industries, the defense startup founded by Palmer Luckey, assumed the lead role in reshaping IVAS for the next generation. This article explores the history of IVAS, its struggles, and its current trajectory as it transitions into the Soldier Borne Mission Command (SBMC) program under Anduril's leadership. Origins: the Army's vision for augmented reality. In 2018, the Army announced a contract with Microsoft worth up to $22 billion to develop the Integrated Visual Augmentation System. The goal was ambitious: equip soldiers with a lightweight headset that could replace a multitude of existing devices. Traditional gear required troops to juggle night vision goggles, handheld GPS units, radios, thermal scopes, and heads-up displays. IVAS promised to merge these into one sleek visor that could provide 360-degree situational awareness, even in darkness or smoke, overlay navigation markers and waypoints onto a soldier's view, allow live sharing of video feeds between squad members and commanders, enhance training through mixed reality simulations. The Army envisioned IVAS as more than a tool. It would be a digital nerve system for infantry, similar to how advanced cockpits revolutionized fighter aviation. If successful, it would mark a paradigm shift in ground combat. Microsoft's role, from HoloLens to IVAS. Microsoft was chosen largely because of its HoloLens mixed reality platform, which had already shown promise in enterprise and training settings. IVAS prototypes drew heavily from HoloLens design, modifying the commercial headset with ruggedized casings, low-light sensors, and thermal cameras. The Army planned to field tens of thousands of units by 2021, but almost immediately, issues arose. Bulk and ergonomics. Soldiers reported that early headsets were heavy, front-loaded, and uncomfortable for extended wear. Display glitches. In bright sunlight, the AR overlays became difficult to see. At night, light bleed created halos and reduced vision clarity. Reliability problems, fogging lenses, battery life issues, and ruggedization challenges plagued field trials. Soldier feedback. Troops testing IVAS in simulated combat sometimes found it more distracting than helpful. By 2022, congressional reports warned that the program might be in danger. Lawmakers questioned whether the Army was pushing too much cutting-edge technology too fast. Still, the Army pressed forward, seeing the promise as worth the pain. Delays, criticism, and redesign. Through 2022-2024, IVAS faced repeated schedule slips. The Army had initially hoped to procure 120,000 headsets, but the rollout slowed dramatically as prototypes failed to meet operational standards. Key criticisms included field of view. Though wider than traditional night vision goggles, it was narrower than human peripheral vision. Situational overload. Too many overlays could overwhelm soldiers in chaotic firefights. Physical strain. Wearing the device for hours induced nausea and fatigue in some testers. The Army scaled back deployments, treating IVAS as an experimental capability rather than a fielded one. Microsoft continued refining the system, but cracks were visible in its defense ambitions. Microsoft, at its core, is a software and enterprise company, not a battlefield hardware supplier. The turning point. Anduril steps in. In February 2025, the Department of Defense announced a major shift. Anduril Industries would assume lead development of IVAS, with Microsoft remaining as the preferred cloud provider. This was not just a managerial handoff, it signaled a philosophical change. Anduril, founded by Palmer Luckey, creator of the Oculus Rift, has built its reputation on defense-focused hardware and software integration. Its flagship Lattice AI platform is designed to fuse data from sensors, drones, and vehicles into coherent, actionable intelligence. Anduril's entry offered several advantages. Defense-first DNA. Unlike Microsoft, Anduril exists solely to serve military customers. Agile iteration. Anduril has shown it can rapidly prototype, test, and field systems, such as its Ghost drones and sentry towers. Lattice integration. With Lattice, Anduril envisions IVAS as part of a broader human-machine teaming ecosystem, not a standalone gadget. Palmer Luckey expressed confidence that Anduril could scale IVAS into a system ready for widespread deployment by the late 2020s. Transition to SBMC, a successor program. By September 2025, the Army reframed IVAS within a new umbrella effort, Soldier Borne Mission Command, SBMC. SBMC keeps IVAS's core vision, but reframes it with broader competition and more realistic timelines. Two main players now lead development: Anduril Industries, building on the Microsoft IVAS legacy. Rivet, a startup offering alternative headset prototypes. This dual-track competition reflects lessons learned from past procurement programs. By funding multiple vendors, the Army ensures innovation and avoids dependency on a single company. SBMC prototypes are expected by early 2026, with scaled deliveries possible by 2027. Technical evolution, from IVAS to SBMC. The SBMC headsets are designed to overcome IVAS's original shortcomings: ergonomics, lighter modular designs that balance weight across the head, adaptive display, smarter overlays that adjust to conditions, reducing distraction, battery efficiency, hot swappable power packs for long missions, integration with Lattice, shared battlespace awareness across squads, vehicles, and drones, simulation and training, more seamless switch between live combat mode and virtual training exercises. Anduril's approach emphasizes scalability, a headset that works not just for elite units, but eventually for broad Army deployment. Soldier perspectives, promise and skepticism. Soldiers remain both hopeful and cautious. In field tests, troops praise the ability to see through smoke or share what I see with my squad instantly. Navigation overlays reduce the need to stop and consult maps. However, many still worried about over-reliance on digital feeds. Concerns include vulnerability to cyber attacks or jamming, fatigue from continuous AR overlays, risk of creating video game perception of combat. The Army's challenge is to balance technological edge with human factors. IVAS SBMC must serve soldiers, not overwhelm them. Strategic significance. If SBMC succeeds, it will do more than give soldiers new goggles. It will transform command and control. Every soldier becomes a sensor and a node in the Army's digital network. Enhanced training. Soldiers could rehearse missions in mixed reality, blending real terrain with virtual enemies. Enable human-machine teaming. Headsets could link directly to autonomous drones, robotic vehicles, or AI decision aids. Shift doctrine. Tactics may evolve around shared vision and instant situational awareness, much as aviation changed with radar. In short, IVAS SBMC is a bet that the future infantrymen will be digitally augmented. Challenges ahead. Despite progress, hurdles remain. Cost, at tens of thousands of dollars per unit, scaling to the entire Army is expensive. Durability, devices must withstand mud, sand, rain, and shock. Ethical questions. Augmented combat blurs lines between reality and simulation. Critics worry about gamifying war. Industrial base. Will Anduril and Rivet be able to manufacture at Army scale by 2027? The Army has already delayed expectations once. Further slippage could risk confidence in the program. The broader AR landscape. IVAS is part of a global race. Other nations are exploring similar soldier-worn systems. China has invested in AR helmets for its infantry. NATO allies like the UK and France are experimenting with networked soldier displays. Commercial AR is accelerating, with Apple, Meta, and others driving miniaturization. This means IVAS SBMC is not just a US Army experiment, it's a contest to define the future of human-machine combat integration worldwide. Conclusion: where IVAS stands today. As of late 2025, IVAS has moved beyond its turbulent beginnings. Microsoft's vision of a HoloLens-based headset stumbled, but it opened the door to Anduril, a defense-driven innovator with the agility to tackle battlefield realities. The Army's reframing into SBMC underscores that this is a long game. Soldiers are unlikely to see mass deployment until at least 2027, but prototypes arriving in 2026 will shape doctrine, training, and procurement decisions. What began as a headset is evolving into something larger, a soldier-centric digital ecosystem linking humans, machines, and AI in ways that could redefine warfare. The story of IVAS is one of ambition, struggle, and reinvention, a reminder that the path to revolutionary military technology is rarely straight. Yet if Anduril and its competitors succeed, the next generation of soldiers may fight not just with rifles and radios, but with augmented vision that brings the entire battle space into their eyes.